I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we'll start off. The kids want to be on for a couple of minutes. Brody was over the moon when you made a post with one of ours, him training and shooting, getting prepared, and he, like, for real, man, that was cool. Like, that was, unfortunately, we're in a world where social media and having people see you and liking and commenting and stuff is cool. So Brody's all about shooting, freaking being one of ours. Like, he's me. Let's not lie. And then I got my boy Cade. Can you see Cade? There's Cade. All right. See, they're in their pajamas because I said, dude, it's damn near 11 o'clock. You're going to bed. And they're like, no, if you're going to be on with Tank, please let us join you. So you guys say your words to Mr. Rick. It's his birthday.
Okay. I guess happy birthday.
That's right. Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, he got a birthday present at Jiu-Jitsu today, and he whooped, I don't know, everyone's butt. Back to back. What's that?
What present was it?
What present? It was a butt whooping. That was the present.
Jeez.
Yeah. Brody, what did you want to ask him? Something about your gun, your shooting, or your whatever? Your Glock that's coming? What was it?
Glock 44 22?
Glock 44, 22 caliber. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
When is it coming?
I don't know.
Hey, we're going to go to shoot you to the range. That's the question.
Yeah, man.
Letting the. I may go there. I don't know. I may.
Yeah.
Start. I don't know. I just.
You're a plinker.
But I'm 30. It's like a 30. I'm scared because I know how to shoot a gun. It's just like I've never shot a gun before. Dad, it's.
Oh, okay.
I know how to shoot one. It's just I've never shot one.
Like, so yeah,
I don't know how it feels.
40 what? Really. It it's good on 40.
Like, I haven't felt how to pull the trigger because, with Brody's guns and your guns, I can only hold them. I can't shoot them.
Yeah, well, you don't pull the trigger, you press the trigger. Because if you pull the trigger, you're gonna jerk it.
No, I meant
Yeah.
I meant like that.
That's right.
I meant pull the trigger, whatever I meant.
Boom, boom. Yeah, we'll go out to the range, and we'll shoot dummies. We'll shoot steel. And what do you want for Christmas?
Airsoft gun.
I want an airsoft gun and a cap gun because I don't know why I want an airsoft gun. I just feel like it. BB guns and airsoft guns are literally the same thing, basically.
Yeah, man, I hear you.
It's just airsoft guns. You can if you have protection, you can play with them.
Cool.
In the backyard. So if we have protection, we have stuff to hide behind. I'm gonna be shooting that Cade.
What question? Do you have any questions for Mr. Tank? It's his birthday. Marine question. Military question. Tactical question.
I don't know anything really.
No, you're wearing camo.
I wear camo because this is the only jammies I had.
That's right. Your other ones had holes in them, and they were
And die.
yeah, they were small.
The fish, I don't know if it's still alive.
The fish.
Dallas overfed it.
That fish lasted over 2 years. I didn't expect him to last 2 months. All right, dudes, it is that time to rock and roll.
Come on.
It's bedtime. We can do another podcast. By the way, Brody's on one of the podcasts, Father-Son Talk 2. And we talk about attack helicopters. That's what he identifies as.
Perfect.
Well, I like learning about Apache helicopters.
Apaches are bad. Those are awesome.
Yeah, I like.
So, before I get off, I would like to tell a story.
Yeah.
So basically, me and Brody were bored. And Mom were going out with the ladies around the neighborhood to see the Christmas lights and stuff.
Yep.
And we wanted to come, but they said no.
Yep.
So we sorry that we lied to. Well, we wanted to play outside, but then
Kay told me to go find Mom.
Yeah, because I thought it would be.
then
I
we
thought it would
pulled
be.
out-
So you stalked your mother?
Yeah,
we put out a whole entire spy plan. So there at the fire, we were on by this little, by on the road in the curve down.
Yeah.
Then when she moved, we moved, and then we did backflips.
Yeah, you were rolling around. You were doing reconnaissance,
getting behind trees.
ninja stuff.
and we were rolling like this, doing front flips.
But then I gave it away because I just ran in my jolly shirt and I just laid down right next to a light.
That's right. You were jolly, weren't you? All right, kids. It is bedtime.
And then Mom got really mad at us.
Learning about World War II.
And I have one more thing to say before.
One more thing before
I gotta
Santa
say-
Claus doesn't come. What
I
is
gotta
it?
say one more thing, y'all.
Okay.
I like learning about World War II. Like the P-51 Mustangs, P-51s, F-80 jets, F-84 jets.
Tank, should Brody be in the Air Force?
Yeah,
I
the
like
Guardian.
F-22s, F-16s, F-14s, and all those.
Yeah.
I like learning about those.
And
Or F-18 Super Hornets. Ooh,
Those are awesome.
Those are awesome.
I really
Or
like
Spitfires or any of that.
All right.
So basically,
See you,
All right, one more thing for Cade.
all right. So we like I like World War II stuff, like D-Day stuff.
Hey, the
it's
only
really
thing you know
cool.
is D-Day.
And that's basically all I kind of, and I like gamer stuff.
Yeah.
That's really all I like.
Well, you know what you need to know too?
What?
You need to know how to go to bed right now. Get up there, dudes.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. Love you.
Have fun talking about inappropriate stuff. Like funny
Inappropriate stuff. Well, it is it is the Hot AF show. I'm super excited to welcome my boy Rick the Tank from Uncle Sam's Misguided Children. You might know him, you might not. If you haven't, it's because he's censored. Anytime you get a Latino immigrant veteran that's wounded and disabled, speaking the truth, well, that goes against the socialist media's agenda. And there's a thing called shadow banning, which is like the start. And then it's complete, just we're going to delete 2.5 million followers and just you're gone. There's similar situations that happen with an apparel company, American AF, which I believe is in the Supreme Court right now. Complete socialist, just call it Nazism, right? It's, we don't like your message. We don't like that you make a Trump shirt. We don't like that you call it as it is, living under Fidel Castro, and we're just going to delete you because there is no more freedom of the press. It's absolute censorship, and we're blessed to have patriots, people that put their life on the line, like Rick the Tank here, and local Florida boy. You might have seen him on the Florida Man headlines. I don't know. And I can't forget, it's a special day. Like, we came up with this podcast 10 minutes ago, maybe a little bit longer. It took me a little bit to deal with the kids and set it up. It's Ricky's birthday. So happy birthday, Rick.
Appreciate it.
I can't believe you're still awake. My birthday, it's like I'm hammered this time,
My daughter, she wanted to go to get Cheesecake Factory. So she took me to Cheesecake Factory. It was more for her than me because she loves that place. And we just got back and I would just do.
You know what's cool about the Cheesecake Factory? Well, it's cool, but not cool. They don't have a menu. They have a freaking textbook worth of options. It's like,
right.
You got your pizza and your burgers, and then if you want Asian, you got Asian. You want some Italian, you got pasta.
Right.
I don't know if they have a COVID menu.
Yeah, you want some steaks, you want some seafood. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Hey, bring your microphone a little bit closer because you're cutting out.
All right. How about now?
No, you lay back, you enjoy it. It's your birthday. Just bring your microphone a little bit closer. I've been there. You can like tilt it.
Yeah, I don't have that high-speed microphone you got, so this is as far as I can go.
No, that's like way far. Yeah, that's good. But I'm just saying, like, lean back, relax. It's your freaking birthday, but just tilt the.
Good, brother. We're good.
All right, cool. So the topic of today is nothing. It's random. What's today? Monday? Random Monday night. And, there's so much shit that's going on in the world. It's like you could have a show, you could have a daily show, right? Oh gosh, this thing's fucking falling over. You could have a daily show talking about whatever, because there's so much going on, especially in the political world. But you got the political world, you got the fighting world, like that dumbass, what's his name? I don't know, YouTuber that's calling out Floyd Mayweather, and they're going to fight. You've got he's got a brother. What is it? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's a freaking idiot, man.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
Paul, Jake Paul and Jake Paul and who's the other guy? He's his brother. It's not Rand Paul or Ron Paul. Fuck it, whatever. But these guys are YouTube guys, and they're able to throw out, hey, Conor McGregor, I'll give you $50 million to get in the ring with me. Are you kidding me? I'll get in the ring with him for less than that. Logan Paul, he's the big dude. Okay. Logan Paul's got like a lot of followers, whatever. He's a YouTuber. In fact, he lived in the complex in West Hollywood with my business partners and got kicked out from the HOA because he lit his fan mail on fire. And then they had some issue where they went to Japan or China or I don't know, some Asian country, and they went to like the suicide graveyard forest, right, whatever, and filmed it, and he got in big trouble for that, and rightfully so. It's like, you're taking it to the extreme there, dude. But all of a sudden, you're a YouTube star, you get a couple of followers, and you think you can fight, and like this, what was the first guy? Not Logan Paul, but Jake Paul. He's 2-0, and one of the dudes that he beats is a 5'9" NBA player, ex-NBA player. Like, okay, you're a badass, dude. You beat a freaking basketball player. And now you think he's going to fight Floyd Mayweather, who's 50-0. Actually, 51-0 if you count his wife.
Question is Mayweather actually taking the fight?
Yeah,
Mayweather's actually taking the fight.
Apparently it is. Yeah, apparently it's on, and it's got to be.
You have to drop some weight because Mayweather is like he's flyweight, right? This dude is a little heavier.
I don't know how that works in that world in terms of the weight, and like when someone challenges something, especially a celebrity. Right. I'll ask my trainer tomorrow. He's an ex-pro boxer. In fact, his dad fought Tyson, which is pretty cool. But I don't know how that works, in the whole, hey, I'm going to challenge you. And, it's not like an official, they're going for a belt or whatnot. So I think it might be a little bit lax in terms of the weight. But I don't care if Floyd is 30 pounds lighter than this Jake guy. As I said, he's 50-0. Well, again, 51 if you count his wife. That's a joke. I don't see you. No, he beat his wife. That's a joke. It was a meme I saw. But anyway, no, he is like the freaking greatest boxer ever in terms of, his record. But you're going to take a 2-0 YouTube guy. You got to need the money. That's why he fought Conor McGregor, apparently. He knew that he was in tax trouble. He couldn't pay his $20 million tax bid. And so, hey, you can make $300 million fighting Conor McGregor. And it's like, boom, I'll jump in the ring. Listen, I will jump in the ring with Jake Paul or his brother for a lot less than that. And, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'll go MMA with that dude, man. I'll do some BJJ and beat his ass all at once.
God damn.
I'll finish that fight in like less than probably a minute.
Yeah. Where do you, I guess that's called narcissism, right? You're hot shit. You got, 15 million followers and on your Instagram and whatever. And I don't even know the first guy. That's how memorable that fight was. And then the second guy you beat is a 5'9" NBA.
Well, I say it's good business. I mean, whatever he's doing, is making him millions of dollars. And, I can't believe what's his name decides to take on the fight, because actually, even if he loses, which he probably will, he will make millions and millions of dollars just to go to just to get punched by by Mayweather. So I mean, you get it. You got to give it to him. That's a great money business, So
you got to give it to him. My hat's off to him in that regard, in that he got that fight, and God bless him for making millions of dollars for getting in the ring. I have nothing against their hustle and leveraging their celebrity and stuff to get there. It's just, you got to think, why would someone like a Mayweather take the fight? Conor McGregor was called out like by one of them, they even talked about his lady or something. And, you talk about my woman, and I'm Conor McGregor.
For Mayweather, if money is easy money, he's getting right. He's getting the Paul guys give him $50 million, right?
Yeah,
right off the bat.
Yeah,
right. So that's easy money. I know Mayweather doesn't need it, but
well, he might. It doesn't hurt. He might. He's not the Mayweather talks about. He's team money, the money machine or whatever it is. Have you seen his car collection? He's got like all black Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, whatever, in Miami. And then he's got, and maybe it's vice versa, I don't know, but he's got all the same collection, white, in Las Vegas. And then these humongous homes and and the guy has made $1 billion fighting. So, after taxes and stuff, he can do all that and whatever, but you got to think, how many boxers have gone bankrupt? Apparently, again, going back, what I said a minute ago was apparently Floyd took that Mayweather fight, or I'm sorry, Floyd taking that Mayweather fight. Floyd took that McGregor fight because he had a $20 million tax lien or something. So they're not the best long-term financial people out there. Right. I don't know, but whatever. Moving along. Let's talk, because it's not in the news or anything. Let's talk politics.
Right.
Are we going to the Civil War? Apparently, I don't know. Or, what happens if Donald Trump, because I heard today that there's this whole thing where, Donald Trump comes out and says, we're very close to overturning everything. And then Sidney Powell is kicked out of the whole, I don't know, she's already separated herself from him, but the Linwood as well. Like, I'm confused. Like, what's going on? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I think he's going to secede on January 6th.
What does that mean?
And, secede. He's going to secede. He's going to draw the towel on January 6th. I mean, that's why I think that, that's why he's, wants to have one last rally in D.C., when he throws the towel. I don't know.
Do you mean concede?
Because, listen, I don't know, man. Like, the only thing is, like, you got Barr coming out today and saying that there will be no further investigation and there's no actual election fraud. and all of that is, as you know, is a lie. So I mean, if anything, if these people feel like they're getting away with it in that extreme, doesn't give me a lot of security on Trump winning this election and overcoming this election fraud. It doesn't give me enough security to tell you that he's going to win and Joe Biden, it doesn't. So, and then he says that he will not implement martial law.
Right.
He will not. And then this stimulus bill is shit. If he doesn't veto this stimulus bill, I don't know what to tell you. So
that's unbelievable. We were exchanging some text messages earlier on what's in this bill. There's more money going to Sudan than the American people.
Yep.
I mean, look, $600. I loved your post when you said $600. Well, 1,000 rounds are $600.
Yep.
I mean, that just, it's unbelievable. I'm not giving up hope, not at all. And I never have, and I never will. If China Biden is inaugurated, I'm still not giving up hope in that freedom rings, right? Freedom rings and we win. I hope and pray. You've got the congressman in Florida. Oh gosh, what's his name? I forget. Whatever. The congressman in Florida. He's on TV every night that I forgot his name.
You mean Matt Gaetz?
Yeah. And then you've got Senators Tommy Tuberville of Alabama. Okay. In fact, I used to hate Tommy Tuberville because I was a walk-on at Auburn University, and Tommy Tuberville, that was his first year. He didn't give me the time of day. He didn't even let me throw a ball. I was a quarterback. But now, God bless, I love Tommy Tuberville. He was the one, freaking freshman senator that says, I'm going to come out and challenge the electoral votes as a senator. And again, being a dumbass, I don't know when so you got the presidential inauguration, but you've got the new freshmen coming in. Do they take over on a different date than the president?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
so apparently all it takes is someone in Congress or the Senate, when I say Congress, the House, someone in the House to, hey, I object. And then you have to have a second, in the Senate. I could be messing this up big time, but something to that regard where you have to have someone object and then someone second it. And if that happens, then it's like a world of shit. And that's what we want, because then it goes to the House of Representatives, which then delegate, one per state, which we got. Because look, there are no blue states. There are blue cities, but no blue states when you look at that map.
Right.
So I think that's our hope. It's not, look, we all know Dominion.
I don't see that. I don't see it, Mike. I don't see it. Why? Because, time and time again, we see these courts that have been tainted, with corruption, and power has kind of, drunken the halls of justice. You got, John Roberts say people hearing him say that Donald Trump will never be president, and he kind of controls the Supreme Court. Just when people thought that, the Supreme Court, you put these justices and you stack the courts with having enough votes to overcome whatever legislation or whatever laws or whatever you're trying to push through. And then, oh, Lord, behold, you find out that no, there's actually a gatekeeper, and there's actually somebody who has more power bestowed to him in the Supreme Court, and he decides what goes and what gives.
Oh man, that pisses
I mean,
me off.
that's a whole enchilada, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to really face the picture. But I just, that's all the reality. At the end of the day, we can every single prediction. I've read all the predictions. This is going to go to the Senate. This is going to go to the House. This is going to do this. This is going to do that. Every prediction is going to shit. Every one of them has gone to shit.
Yep.
And people, and I think people, at the end of the day, we have to do something. Right. And when that something is going to be us, having a field day and rising up to the occasion of taking care of matters of ourselves and cleaning up this house. That's it.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, there's two things I want to comment on that. One, why in the hell is a Chief Justice considering politics in their opinion or decision, right? So he apparently goes on record saying, he was on record saying, I'm going to do all I can to not let this motherfucker get reelected.
Right.
You're a lifetime appointed justice. And the point of a lifetime appointment is so that you don't have to bring politics into play. You are ruling, making decisions based on the Constitution of the United States. You're not making decisions based on, if I get elected, or the way I get elected is by appealing to this party or this, populace or whatever. That's the whole point. That's why politicians are politicians. There's no other politician that is elected lifelong other than the Supreme Court. Am I wrong? And then second to that,
you're right, man. But you're right, 110%, bro. But the thing that I think, not just you, but people in general, I think we miss the thought that humans are flawed, and just being a Supreme Court justice, that doesn't make you perfect, and it doesn't make you Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
These people are flawed. They're very imperfect people.
Yep.
And power corrupts, bro. Power corrupts, man, to the bone. And the more power, and the longer you have that power, the more of that darkness takes a hold of you. This is why people should individuals in power should only be placed for a period of time and then replaced with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't see these people to be so perfect that they will just by exactly by our constitutional laws. I think that even if they were on our side, I still think that with enough time, they will become biased, and which I wouldn't want them to be either way. I want them to be neutral, right?
Yeah.
But I think we would be lying to ourselves, that humans can actually do that,
Yeah, I hear you.
Years,
I hear you. I don't know what a Supreme Court justice makes, for the average, person, the average working person. It's like, okay, say they make $250,000 a year. That's a lot of money for the regular person. That is an hour pay for someone like a globalist, right? So is it money that does it, where it's like, hey, Injustice Roberts, we'll give you $100 million if you agree with our agenda, even though your job is secured. You can You know, you're never getting fired, but $250,000 is only like so good. You know, what would it be like to have your family taken care of when we give you $100 million through a blind trust or whatever to make decisions based on how we feel? Like, do you think that is a corruption?
Yeah, I don't think these people, like, for example, John Roberts, I think that's why he has sort of kind of some beef with Donald Trump. I think it's the exposure of him being part of the Epstein Island and Donald Trump exposing
Pedo Island.
John Epstein and what had happened there. You know, the pedophile ring, the human trafficking that Donald Trump has taken down since he has taken over his position as president.
Yep.
You know, I think a lot of these people, you know, money, a lot of these people don't care about money. You know, to certain people, money and all that is important. But some of these sick individuals, they would rather have the freedom to slaughter and rape a little child. I mean, that's what makes them tick. That's what they do, what they want to do. They want to continue doing stuff like that at all costs. I mean, man. You know, I think about how the depravity of an individual and how evil they can become, and what would they do to continue to continue having that escape, to continue having that immoral, whatever setting or whatever, you know what I call it. So, you know, if they can get away with it, you know, what would they do to be able to do that? So,
no, I hear you, but why can't they be impeached? Like, why can't Chief Injustice Roberts be impeached? Like, what does that take?
Yeah, it's a good question, man. Why Nancy Pelosi cannot be impeached?
Yeah, right. Power.
I mean, you know,
it's power. They're all part of it. They're all part of it.
Yeah, they're all involved, man.
They're all involved, you know, dude.
Here's the thing: we find out that our government has paid off I don't know how many victims because we have politicians in Congress who've been raped, you know, been caught raping, you know, doing all kinds of sexual depravities, whatever. And we actually pay the victims to not speak about these acts.
Hey, it sounds like the Catholic Church.
Right.
The Catholic Church in the Vatican, and I was born and raised Catholic.
Yeah, me too.
And I despise the whole Catholicism political machine right now. You know, with our Pope and some of the things that he said, and you really start to research it, and with the pedophilia shenanigans and how much they've put that under the rug and paid off this and that and whatever. It's disgusting. I mean, it's almost like on one hand you proclaim Jesus Christ, but on the other hand, like your actions are Satan. With the pedophilia and the corruption, I have a hard time, you know, accepting those values right now, and you know, it's just a damn shame, and it all goes back to the globalists, right? The globalist New World Order, one government, and the Catholic Church is damn near. I mean, I think the Pope is the second most powerful person in the world, next to the, you know, President of the United States.
Yeah, here's the thought. You know, for people like you and me, we would never imagine that there's this underground world.
Yeah.
Of, you know, you call them monsters and demons. You know, we you know, but it's the reality of the actual world we live in, where there's an actual underground world filled with human trafficking and child exploitation. And the worst, I mean, sickening, horrific the worst images you can think of. You can't even think some of the stuff that's going on right now. Okay. Well, they want those things to stay status quo. As a matter of fact, they want to normalize. They want to normalize that stuff.
No, you're saying it, man.
They're pushing out propaganda through Netflix and other different contexts. They want people
100%. You're on it. Like
they're trying to bring the underworld, literally the underworld, and they want to make it normalized in our society.
Yeah, okay? No, it's just like saying words on TV. Today, when you say shit on normal TV or I know when South Park came out, you could say fuck. They said fuck so many times in a particular period of time because they're trying to normalize it. And you're absolutely right. And I didn't think about that, 5 minutes ago, but you're freaking dead on. They're trying to normalize evil.
Yeah,
freaking evil. Did we just jinx each other? Like jinx 1, 2, 3. Did we just say the same thing at the same time?
Yep.
All right, jinx 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Did you play that game as a kid?
The internet brought this into the front stage of our society because now you have the dark web, and if you talk to some of these federal officers who work the dark web looking for children who have been kidnapped, because that's where they go, and they're able to track them and find them or whatever. They say that, man, it's tough. It's worse than they're working in a maximum prison. Individuals that work in maximum prisons have a hard time coming back home and unwinding and getting off that grind, that dirty grind, and be able to go back to their family. So it's mentally exhausting, and it creates sort of kind of trauma mentally, because for individuals like you and me, we can only take it. So here's the thought. Let's go back into history. I want to tell you a little bit of history. The Crusades, right? So the Muslim, the Islamic Syria individuals, the Persians decided to take over Europe, and for many years, it wasn't just one of these conquering times, but this went on for many years. Conquests, where they conquest whole Europe, and they enslaved all Europe, and they did atrocities, rape, murder. They slaughter women, children, you name it. Made them all slaves. And how long did it take? How long did it take to finally the church and the Crusades to begin? Because the Crusades was the reason why, the reason why it started was because of the conquest of the Persians and the Islamic world. So you have to think about that. How much oppression can an individual take before they decide to go, you know what, enough is enough. It's time to start to raise up the black flag and start cutting heads,
Well, are we getting there with masks?
I know. I think there's part of the indoctrination, but I think humans, good people, are willing to take a lot more punishment before they come to a brink of doing something. A lot more punishment.
But isn't that the point of psychology is, you kind of manipulate and take a little. So all of a sudden the masks, the freaking face panties. Oh, now all of a sudden I'm normal, I'm good. And if I don't have this face panty on or this diaper, I'm a rebel, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, you can't wear flip-flops because you have to have covered feet. So these things go away, and I have to wear covered feet now, right? Yeah. And then women, oh, goddamn, women have a gene that, or a chromosome or whatever, that, they expose some bullshit. And so then now they have to have one of these motherfuckers. Right? Not a burqa, but now this is normal because, whatever, right? So now this is normal. And all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, you can't come out of your house on Sundays because the coronavirus is on fire on Sundays.
Yeah.
Where does it stop?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I mean, like
yeah. I mean, here's the thing. All right. Let me throw this out to you in cultures, right?
I gotta fix my Santa hat. Because
Merry Christmas, everyone. The police, they're whatever agencies they have there can actually take a woman who has broken one of their Muslim Brotherhood laws and behead her.
Yeah.
Behead her. 2:00 in the afternoon, in the middle of the freaking day, right in front of everybody, in the middle of the highway. And people will watch and drive off and it's just another day.
Yep.
Just another day.
Yep.
And it could be, no trial with jury. It could be somebody. So you think about the human psychic and how savage can this be, and how can people be allowed to do something like this, right?
Yeah, at what point does that become like okay or normal? Like you see someone being beheaded, like in the Middle East, these freaking savage Islamic, whatevers that are sitting there cutting people's head off and drilling through their hands and whatever. Like at what point does that shit become fucking normal where, Allah Akbar, that's great. Or, praise be to God or whatever.
It's not like these people don't have TV. It's not like these people don't have ways to educate themselves of the rest of the world and how the rest of the world lives in a civilized environment. It's not like they don't. They actually do. They actually watch the movies, watch our movies, watch, a lot of the news that comes from the United States and other parts of the world and whatnot. Yet again, they still allow that kind of, third world savage behavior to be allowed in their own streets. Yep. Right.
Yep.
So anyway, so when we go back to the United States, and here I'm going to tell you something. Here's my theory. Okay. How long have the media and just overall government has kept the American people sort of kind of dulled with real information, raw information?
That's a good question, man.
Everything that's raw, everything that's like really crude or raw about the rest of the world, they have kept everybody away from it.
That's a good question.
It's a lot easier to control people, with a mask and everything else, when these people have not seen the horrors of what oppressive systems do around the world. Yeah, they have no idea. No, to them, the mask is a health thing, right? And they got to wear a mask because you want to protect somebody else's life or some old lady, right? They make it all about safety, health and safety reasons, But if they actually, more, even the people that, that would agree with us, even the conservative movement, even gun owners, I've stated with you before, these people are still wearing masks, right? Yeah. I still think that because in their psychic, they haven't realized how bad could it get real quick, real fast. Yeah.
No, I hear you. I mean, look, it's all about control. It's not about the fucking virus.
So what do we do? I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, me and you can agree on this stuff. What do we do? What can we do? Can we do anything, or we just let it go? See where it goes, and then. Hit the fan. I mean, what do we do?
You nailed it, man. You freaking nailed it, because I'm sitting here, my head's running. What do we do? So what do? We rise up and we freaking go to the streets and we rah, and then all of a sudden, you got your Antifa faggots and whatever coming at you, and you shoot one of them because they pulled one of their kitchen knives at you to threaten your life, and then all of a sudden a bullet's fired. Does that start it? Like, who's? Where do you go? I just don't know.
That would be the worst scenario possible, and I would not ever promote. Here's the thing, man. If the American people actually rise up, I hope that the American people are smart enough to go up to the individuals that have that are tainted with corruption, and both Republicans and Democrats. The last people I want to have to deal with is Antifas or Black Lives Matter.
But how do you do it though?
They're like the freaking they're like the parasites. They're literally bacterias. They're not the shot callers. Go after shot callers. Go after the individuals funding Antifa, funding Black Lives Matter, funding these operations, and then you on to something, But if you're gonna go to the streets and have a showdown with Antifa, you're like literally wasting your time, wasting everybody's time, and we're not gonna get anywhere with that.
I agree, but no, I agree. It's like, look, do I want in today's world? I pay 60 cents a round for a 5.56, ammo. I don't want to waste that on some soy boy freaking beta cuck Antifa. I want to use that to save my family. But if you go after the shot callers and like, how do you do that? How do we, before the violence? Because look, everyone talks about it. It's like, oh yeah, we need a civil war, blah, blah, blah. No, people that say that have never seen war.
Right.
War's ugly, war's nasty, war's violent, and it's disgusting that people don't know what they're saying. It's like the Call of Duty players. They're like, I just kill these motherfuckers. It's like, no. I've never seen war. But logically thinking, I've seen blood, and I'll damn pass out if I see, when the needle has to come in my arm to take blood. Like, I don't like that shit. But, fuck, let's just kill all these fuckers. Whatever. Those people have never seen war. I've never talked to one soldier that has said, yeah, man, I've been there.
It's great, let's bring it. War was great, buddy. No, nobody awesome. Says that.
No one says that shit. No one. So where do you go to sit there and you say, we got to rise up and stand up? And like, you can protest, but what the hell does a protest do? Like, Trump's calling for a protest on January 6th in D.C. You could have freaking 74 million voters in D.C. on January 6th. Rah, rah, rah. We're anti-Biden because he stole the election, which he did. Everything's corrupt, blah, blah, blah. But like, what do you do is the thing. It's like, do you have an arm wrestle against Nancy Pelosi? Like, what do you do? Like, what's the thing that isn't nonviolent?
Yeah, there's no such thing. We're in a situation, man, that we are definitely in a place where nonviolence option is out of the question. There will be violence. And here's the thing, dude. And this is why I think it has to be. I look at Gandhi. People that have been truly peaceful individuals in our history. Yeah, Martin Luther King. Everybody who has ever turned the other cheek and worked the approach of peaceful, protest or whatever, has ended up dying. Literally, they killed them.
Yep.
Nothing ever was changed because of it, right? Where people actually fought back and did the unpredictable, like the American people when they fought the British. The British never thought that the American people would rise up.
Right.
We didn't have the guns. We didn't have the ammunition. we were just a bunch of farmers and kids. None of us had military experience or military background.
Yep.
And here we are fighting with the largest army in the world, most trained army in the world. And yet again, we won and we fought, and there was a lot of sacrifice made, but we did the unpredictable because they never saw it coming.
Yeah.
They never thought that we would have the audacity to even fight the crown. So, sometimes that's what it takes when it comes to victory, is to do the opposite of what you want to do. And there might be some sacrifice involved, but overall, I think that, that is the key to success.
Right.
If you always did what you always done, you only get what you always got. So if you don't like what you're getting, then you got to do something about it. And it's going to be the complete opposite.
Yeah. No, my life's motto is this: how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
Think about that for a minute. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you don't return your shopping cart, you're an asshole. If you piss on the seat at someone's house or the airport or, whatever, and you don't wipe it off, you're an asshole. China asshole, whatever that meme is. That's freaking awesome, right?
You did good in there. That was pretty good. You did a really good Asian.
I just saw it. I just saw it today. A reminder. Saw it before, but China asshole.
I
thought you posted
just like him too.
Did you not post that? I thought you posted that today. By the way, if you did post it, most of the people probably were censored from it because it's now we have to go to what? Uncle Sam's Militia Children.com?
Yeah.
Or at Uncle Sam's Militia Children.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so pissed off. We're going to sue the Nazis at Facebook/Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg. By the way, you're a publisher, so you should be freaking annihilated from this Section 230 crap.
And you know how much money he spent? He spent about $400 million just to steal the election.
Yeah,
and he's getting away with it, man. I mean, look.
Do you know what $400 million is to Mark Zuckerberg?
I know it's not nothing.
It's a pack of gum,
like $2 to us.
It's a freaking pack of gum to us.
Right.
Hey, Tank, you want to buy a pack of gum and change the whole freaking? I don't know. I like. My Tic Tacs are doing well. No, okay, fine. You're driving a hard bargain. I'm going to go for it. $400 million. Boom.
Think about how rich you have to be, how wealthy you have to be, and that's a problem that we have. I mean, I'm all about capitalism.
Yep.
See, this is why I'm having one of those moments where I don't know what to think. What is the solution to it? We cannot have billionaires that are so wealthy that can own and control pretty much everything we do.
Yeah. I struggle with that too, dude. I struggle with that.
Nothing that if you allow that, then nothing that we do really matters. Yeah. Government really doesn't matter. Yep. Putting a president really doesn't matter. None of them matter because at the end of the day, all the policies you will have to deal with in your society is paid for and promoted by these filthy rich guys that are not even in the picture.
Yeah,
they're running the show from behind. Their gold fences and army and security.
You nailed it. I struggle with that so much. It's like, hey, my son's a professional athlete, right? And he deserves the best, but he's so good that he should take the salary cap of the entire team. Well, then all of a sudden he doesn't have a team behind him, right? So I am 100% free market. Let the market make its place. That's capitalism. But when you get the people or the entities, the Jeff Bezos and the Mark Zuckerbergs and the Bill Gates of the world, that it's a select few that own so much, right? It's like, hey, Tank, I'm going to give you $1 billion tomorrow. You say, hey, $1 billion? Fuck, I can do whatever I want. Blah, blah, I'll never be able to spend it. And Mike, I'm going to give you $1 billion too. Great. I have plans for that money. But $1 billion to a Bezos or a Zuckerberg literally does not affect them at all. Period. Add a zero to that. $10 billion doesn't affect them. $10 fucking billion does not affect them at all. Their lifestyle changes zero. Their company changes zero. $10 billion. The government writes a stimulus check for $900 billion. How many people's lifetime tax liability? I know what I paid in taxes last year and what I'm going to pay this year. We're talking thousands of years, thousands and thousands and thousands of years for me to cover, that. Yep. How many people's tax liability does it take to cover $900 fucking billion? Yet Zuckerberg, Bezos, and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett have so much money that if you took if you just cut 50%, and this goes back. Look at this. It goes back to the whole, if you took 100% of the top 10 people, you took all their net worth and you try to pay off student debt in the government and blah, 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 and this and that and whatever, and all these socialist, you'd last, like the government, like how long it runs, you'd last a couple of months. But meanwhile, you got people like Zuckerberg and Bezos and Gates that have so much money. There were $100 billion. You can spend 50 and it doesn't affect your lifestyle whatsoever. How much power is that? So if I have a militia or if I have a movement, Black Lives Matter, for example, what if there was a White Lives Matter or a Protestant Lives Matter or freaking Jewish Lives Matter, whatever that was a Lives Matter outside of Black Lives Matter, because otherwise you're a racist, and you raised $100 million, then all of a sudden you got a guy like a Mark Zuckerberg that says, well, I'll give the opposing party $1 billion, 10 times what they have, because my media company controls the messages that are going out there that people are getting their news from. And I can easily spend $1 billion to your $100 million that people like us could raise. Where does it stop? Like, where do we go from here in terms of the whole, I don't have full auto ammunition. I don't have tanks. I don't have grenades and shit like that. And you have a media that censors everything, and then they can take all their money and power and whatever and spin an agenda. Like, where does a poor, broke, fighter go to? Like, what do we do? I'm stuck.
Yeah. Well,
I'm stuck.
There's an article about It's a story. There was a simulation that happened in our military not too long ago, where they hire one of the most ferocious war tactician in our military to play a game, a simulation type game, and against the United States of America.
Yeah.
So they put all these war tacticians against him, and they gave this guy a country, and with very minimal weaponry. I mean, literally like, darts and arrows type crap. You know what I mean? Like, the third world type, weaponry.
Yeah.
Nothing that we have in our disposal. And they were not expecting the results.
Yeah.
The military was not expecting the results. They lost the war. Our country in the simulation lost the war against this, third shithole, and only because the individual behind it, which is one of our own, one of our military generals, was an expert in war tactics and what do you call it, jungle warfare, and just basically kind of like Vietnam era type thing. And it literally destroyed the military. I'm going to try to find that article as you talk right now. But it's funny I bring that up, because what I'm trying to tell you is, just because all these people have all these power, if the right people get together and do the right things, the impossible becomes possible.
Yeah. Tell me about what you know when you mentioned to me the other day about the Seminoles defeating the U.S. military locally. Like, how do you beat some Goliath, when you have slingshots and arrows versus automatic weapons and freaking artillery that, can blow me up? But I'm like, I've got arrows and like whatever native they come up with.
Yeah, it was in the 1700s, and there were several wars. There was one, there was a second. So the First Seminole War began over attempts of the U.S. authorities to recapture runaway black slaves living among Seminole bands. Under General Andrew Jackson, U.S. military forces invaded the area, scattering the villages, burning their towns. The Spanish held Pensacola. As a result, in 1819, Spain was induced to cede its Florida territory on the terms of Transcontinental Treaty. The Second Seminole War followed the refusal of most Seminoles to abandon the reservation that had been specifically established for them north Lake Okeechobee. Whites coveted this island and sought out the Seminoles under the Indian Removal Act, led by their dynamic chief Osceola. The Seminole warriors hid their families in the Everglades and fought vigorously to defend their homeland using guerrilla tactics. That's what I'm talking about. Guerrilla tactics. As many as two. Listen to this. As many as 2,000 U.S. soldiers were killed in this prolonged fighting, which cost the government, and this is back then. Bro, but this is 1700s.
Yeah.
It cost the government between $40 million to $60 million. The war ended only after Osceola captured while parleying under a flag of truce. The Indian resistance declined. Didn't finish. Then it ended. It declined. All right. With peace, of most Seminole agreed to immigrate. The third Seminole War resulted from renewed efforts to track down the Seminole remnant in Florida. It caused little bloodshed, ended with the United States paying the most resistant band of refugees to go west. So, and to say that they never say it ended. It basically, they ended up scattering somewhere else in the Everglades, which I go back to telling you that there's actual real Seminole native Indians living in the middle of the Everglades somewhere, untouched by civilization.
That's awesome, man. I tell you, I have a bittersweet feeling saying, hey, the U.S. soldiers got their ass kicked by Seminoles, but Seminoles are, they're fighters, they're warriors. And you got to look at what we are right now, like here on their land. We're fighters, we're warriors. And we're not going to let this shit happen. There's a part of Florida you mentioned the other day that, like, it's, no-fly zone type of stuff, like they've never seen civilization. And I thought that was really cool. I want to research that. I want to read, whatever's out there on the whole Seminole tribe and whatnot. So I told you the story, and I'll say it again. Like, one of my heroes in life, his name is Gary O'Neill. And he's got a book called American Warrior. And this book it changed my life in terms of just, you read the book and you're like, and I'm like, I suck at reading. I'm not a book nerd. I like pictures in books. Big letters and pictures. But this book, American Warrior, was referred to me by another patriot badass. And I'm reading this thing. It's like, you got to be kidding me. This is real. Like, the dude stole his cousin's ID at 16 years old so that he could join the military and go over to Vietnam and serve. He was on the battle, like he gone boot camp, all that kind of stuff. He's in Vietnam. He's like going on missions. And during the draft, they call up his cousin, like, whoever O'Neill. They're like, wait a second, he's already in the military. Like, he's already, like, nope, he's not. And so they pull him off of the battlefield, Gary, and they're like, court-martial him, right? And he's thinking, shit, my life's over. This is a court-martial, and what I've done is, it's not treason, but it's just, I don't know what the other word is for freaking court-martial, where you did shit that you shouldn't have done, and you're finished.
NJP.
Okay. So fortunately, and this is like where, you got to believe in God. He ends up getting represented, and the judge at the time had done something similar. And it's like, you know what, dude? I did what you did, and I know why you did it. And yes, it's illegal, but it's good. Like, what you did is good. We're going to let you go. He goes back into the military and ends up becoming, I don't know, he wrote the book on sentry stalking. Completely, like, watched his family get killed in a foreign country. I'm not going to give this book away. And got vengeance on the murderers. I mean, it's unbelievable. You almost think it's fiction when you're reading this book. It's like an autobiography. You're reading this book, you're like, this is not true. It is freaking true. Backing up, the dude, he's a white boy that was accepted by an Indian tribe. Accepted. Like, you're one of us. That doesn't happen as a white boy. He was accepted, ended up receiving the Blood Feather, which is the equivalent of the Medal of Honor. And I had the privilege of meeting him in Orlando. And it was surreal. Like, you got people like that are fighting for our world, and going through what they did. And here, I have a bad day because I was in traffic on the interstate. Like, come on. It's unreal. And then all of a sudden, you got these fucking Antifas and rigged election and stuff. That's everything against what our country's for happening. Where do we stand up? Where do we fight? Where is it not violent? Like, look, you want to do something that's non-violent. Is it the courtroom? Hopefully it is. But guess what? If we win in the courtroom, what's going to happen? The left is going to freaking burn down the cities. It's not going to be the right. It's going to be the left burning down the cities.
They'll burn it because we let them.
Because we let them, yeah. So where do you sit there and you say, like, I'm just struggling. Like, you got guys like Gary O'Neill that freaking fought for this stuff early on, stole ID. People like you that served in the Marine Corps.
Here's a question. Okay,
like,
Mike.
Where the
so here's
fuck?
a question. Okay, I got a question for you, bro.
Yeah, man.
You got Robert O'Neill, right? And you got all these individuals, all these heroes, right? Navy SEALs, war heroes, Rangers, special operations, whatnot, right? How many? I know about a few of them, like few of them personally, as you know, and all of them are pretty well active on saving our country in one way or another. But there's a lot of them who aren't moving a damn finger.
Right.
Like, they're not moving. Some of them are tweeting, doing stuff like that, but most of them are not doing shit about it.
Yeah.
They're just careless.
Yeah.
But hey, you know about that video that I sent you recently with the colonel who was crying? It was talking about Mike Pence. It was about to cry. You see that video?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm reading some stuff because I talked to you about this simulation that happened, and I found out some more information. I found out that there has been more simulation games, what they call war games. And recently, I see one here, March 8th, 2019, where the U.S. has been, it says here, Business Insider says the U.S. has been getting its ass handed to it in war games, simulating fights against Russia and China. So, it says the U.S. might very well lose a high-end fight to a near-peer threat like China, Russia. Two wargaming experts said Thursday. In our games, when we fight Russia and China, Blue gets his ass handed to it, said David Manek, RAND analyst, referring to a color code used for the U.S. In this simulated fight, aggressive force obliterates U.S. stealth fighters on the runway, sinks U.S. warships, destroys U.S. bases, and takes out critical U.S. military systems. In our games, when we fight Russia and China, Blue, we lose people. We lose a lot of people. We lose a lot of equipment. We usually fail to achieve our objective of preventing aggression by the adversary, he said. So I'm sure you're going to do some more research about this, but that's just one. That's one simulation. There was another one that I just read before that one. It was against Iran, and we lost against Iran.
Yeah.
So, with that video with the colonel talking to Mike Pence, he's only been in charge since November. And he was like almost in tears talking about that. He had worked, some special operations, some special missions. And, thanks to Mike Pence for his leadership, right? And calmness throughout the whole process. I can only imagine, man, what was going on. And I go back to the thought that maybe they actually had some type of game with China, and say, listen, we're not going to go to actual war. We're not going to actually use nukes against each other, but let's just have a real war, a simulated war. And whoever wins gets whatever they want.
Yeah, it's almost like a wager.
Right. You know what I'm saying? If we play this game, you know, no, we don't destroy each other, but we actually play this game as if it actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, you know, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's interesting. You know, you say that, and it's real. It's almost like, hey, let's play a video game, and whoever wins the video game has the upper echelon. But you know what happens? You take an oath as a service member, and you take this oath to defend the Constitution and protect us against enemies, foreign and domestic. And all of a sudden, you know, you're retired or you're not in service or whatever. But if you think that the government is the actual, like if Joe Biden gets inaugurated, I'm sorry, like I got a big problem. This dude is freaking compromised by the Chinese. He is a Chinese communist agent. As a military, you know, active member, like, do you sit there and say, all right, is it opinion or is it what a commander-in-chief that is invalid dictates in terms of, you know, distributing troops or doing whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, no, but he doesn't matter, bro. Joe Biden doesn't matter. He's not calling the shots. You know that, right? Joe Biden's not calling the shots, and Kamala, whatever, Harris is not calling the shots. Neither of them are calling any shots whatsoever.
Camel toe.
Somebody
haters.
is running the show, and it's either Obama, George Soros, or the Chinese government, or maybe all three of them.
It's globalist. Freaking globalist. And George Bush and their family's involved in it too.
Yeah,
that's why I don't like Trump.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so pissed off. Like, I was on stage with George W. Bush, and I was like, oh, this is freaking awesome. Blah, blah. I grabbed his cup when he was done, his water, and I drank it, and I kept the cup in my pocket. And I was like, yeah, rah, rah, rah. I got in a fight with a freaking guy outside that was like, warmonger, blah, 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 blah. You know, talking, you know, bitching at a guy in uniform, and I was ready to go to blows. Today, I wouldn't shake George W. Bush's hand.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. I was defending him for a while, defending him a long time when you know, Obama was destroying America. Yeah, and then I started to realize, like, why is this guy not speaking against the atrocity the Obama administration was doing to the American people? Yep. And how come he's all quiet? And then I finally realized something, and I finally stopped. It was when Nelson Mandela funeral, where George Bush and Obama and Michelle Obama, they all took a plane together. They all flew together inside that same plane. They got pictures where George Bush is all like lovey-dovey with Michael, and and that's why I realized, like, this is they're all in the same. They're all together. They're in the all same boat,
it is all.
Have you seen how loving he gets around Michael? I mean, every picture that you see George Bush with Michael, he's just all over him.
Yeah, it's like tummy sticks in the movie Wedding Crashers. It's the globalist elitists, and they all know everything about everyone because it's secret society stuff where it's like, I'm going to do some shit that's so freaking out there and you're going to have it on camera, and that goes back to Epstein and whatever, and the secret society, the Skull and Bones and the Bilderberg Group and whatever. It's like, hey, I'm going to do something so outrageous that I'm going to show you my loyalty. And for that, I'm going to be wealthy, powerful, you name it. But I'll never deny you type of thing because you own me. And if it means that I'm going to have gay sex with someone or freaking murder someone, I think George Sr. stole a, oh gosh, I could have said it a minute ago. Some famous Indian, in fact, his skull. And that was like Geronimo. Like took Geronimo's skull, stole it, and it was like, I did this something. It was so bad and so wrong, but I did it for you in this group to show you my allegiance. And then, all right, bam, now you're accepted because almost like a gang, like you're willing to kill for us, right? And then once you kill for us, you get your patch. And then you're protected, you're good, whatever. And if you ever are a traitor, we're going to come out and said, you killed that guy, and we have the proof to show it. But if you don't, you're good. I mean, you're wealthy, you're freaking fed, you're powerful, blah, 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 blah. Like, I think that for real is our government.
Yeah, it is. It's not just our government, just worldwide. You know,
worldwide. You're right.
Yeah, they control everything, man. They control the media, our natural resources, our banks, Federal Reserve, You know,
do they control
now they control the courts. You know, so they want a new world order.
Yep,
they're going to get their new world order. I just saw a quote by one of these globalists, and he said it. He says, "We're going to have a new world order. It just all depends if the people are going to take it as, like they want it, or we're going to have to enforce it on them."
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's the big question of going back to
America has to be. America is the freedom place. This is it.
Yeah.
We lose here, we lose everything. So
yeah. All right. So wrapping everything up, what happens? Does Donald Trump prevail in terms of, we all know there's election fraud. We all know there's this bullshit freaking deep state rigging of an election. You can't have scientific data, video surveillance, affidavits, and call it fraud when all that's there to validate it all. But then you got a corrupt justice system, like Injustice Robert saying, we don't want to take this case because the hell on the street that's going to happen after that. Come on. Like, what happens? Do you think that Trump prevails? And if so, what happens? And if not, Biden is inaugurated, and what happens? Both scenarios. What do you think?
Either one could happen. I come to terms, man, with I can only care about the things I can control.
Yep.
So the worst scenario, I always look at the worst scenario possible, because then my expectations won't get. People like to have their hopes, and then what happens with hopes? You have these great expectations, then you feel like shit afterwards when they don't happen.
Yep.
Whereas if you look at the worst scenario possible and you come up short, it's not so bad, right? So the worst scenario possible is, Joe Biden wins and Donald Trump succeeds, and we go into this new era of destroying our republic.
Donald Trump will never concede. Donald Trump will never concede.
I hope not. I hope not. But
what happens?
Everybody has a point, and I never say never, because as long as the if is on the table, there's a possibility he could, and it will be shocking to many people.
What happens? What happens? What happened if like the truth comes out, and it's like, hey,
this is already out, brother. The truth is already out.
Right. Okay.
What if it's been out? It's been out, and yet people still, don't want to. And there's a lot of Republicans that are saying, "Oh man, we lost, man. Let's just turn the other cheek. Let's just move forward." I mean, there's a lot of Republicans doing that now.
Yeah. Those are called cuckolds.
Yeah, if he doesn't beat, let me tell you something, man. If he doesn't veto this bill, there's your answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's your not secede answer. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean?
That's very true. So, by the way, it's not your birthday anymore.
Nope.
We're past the midnight hour.
Well, it is my birthday back in California, though.
Hey, fuck. I love it. Dude, let me wrap this up by saying this guy, we're busting balls. We have a whole jiu-jitsu class, and at the end of the night or end of the day, the professor brings out everyone on the mat to roll with Tank and wear his ass out like a birthday spanking you've not seen. And I haven't seen fight in a dude like I saw today. I'm smoked, right? I'm a white belt, but I'm smoked. And this dude is on the mat taking everyone in the class. He didn't tap once. He almost got me by what's it called? You called me like the freaking, what's it called?
Yeah, I had you in a leg armbar, but then I worked on the ankle lock.
Yeah, exactly. And my ankle was like, hell nah. And he's like, hey man, your ankle's gonna be sore tomorrow. Dude,
hey, Coach did it right. Coach stopped it.
He stopped it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the way I was going with it, you would not have liked it at all.
Well, like I said, I was doing 30%. But
Coach did a great job, man. You got to tap, man. When you get that situation and you're like, fuck, you don't know what's going on, you got to tap. But you're getting good. Look, I know you're talking stuff, but I mean, look, bro, I've been rolling. Hey, Mikey, seriously, bro, I've been rolling since March, of this year. So months and months, 5 times a week, sometimes, man, 6 times a week. So, I mean, if I don't improve, I'll be completely shit. I will have to somehow become really good at something. My stamina has gotten a lot better. I lost a lot of weight. I feel much better, man, than when I felt in March. But if you saw me back in March, for the first 3 months, I was getting choke, tap. I mean, there was no submissions coming from me for the first 3 months, man. It was actually survival of the finest survival you could see. There was one guy, it was a blue belt, and he's a little liberal piece of crap, man. I want him to come back, but he left when COVID-19 happened. He took off. So
he's probably still wearing his mask.
Yeah, he probably still wear a mask, but Coach didn't see, nothing in him. He really didn't like him that much, but he was a liberal. So one time we had something came up, and right before the class we started talking about, and he brought Nancy Pelosi, and you can tell the dude he started talking. Oh man, he was all against Trump, So I said, you know what, man, you're right. I didn't want to argue with the dude, right? But that day we rolled, and he got me from the back. He got me on the back. The position we were learning today, he actually got me.
Well, shit. I just lost the feed. My battery died. I appreciate everyone listening. Today's December 22nd. It was the 21st. We rolled the hour. Thanks for listening. You speak with heroes and fighters like Tank, and it makes you appreciate where we live. So as I always say, enjoy your freedom, and as always, God bless America.